as someone on the street, wearing what you wore, stood there for a moment like a fool. The coat was the same color, the walk was almost right, and for half a second my chest thought it was you. In the afternoon light I knew immediately, of course. The brain knew before the feet could stop, but the body had already started toward the stranger before logic could make it drop. And I stood there on the pavement, watching a stranger walk away, feeling grief for a ghost I'd made from someone who was just going about their day. I smell you in rooms you've never been in. I hear you in songs you've never heard. I find you in places you've never been, because grief doesn't follow logic, and I can't turn it off. I find you in the strangest corners of a life you're not part of. I find you everywhere and nowhere, and I can't explain it to anyone. Grief doesn't follow logic, and mine is still looking for you. I was in a coffee shop last Tuesday, and a song came through the speakers that you'd have hated, which is the thing, even the things you hated are keepers. I thought to myself you'd roll your eyes, I thought to myself you'd say something funny, and I looked up expecting your expression, and found a room full of strangers, and the absence hit me suddenly, like the grief had been saving it for the exact right ordinary moment to arrive. And I stood there at the counter, waiting for a coffee that was just mine, feeling you in a moment you weren't in, feeling the loss in the space between the lines. I smell you in rooms you've never been in. I hear you in songs you've never heard. I find you in places you've never been, because grief doesn't follow logic, and I can't turn it off. I've read that this is normal, that the mind creates presence from pattern, that when someone is woven into your daily seeing, their absence shows up in everything that matters. So I'm trying to be patient with the finding, with the half second of the coat on the street. I'm trying to let the ghost have its moment, and then let the moment complete. Can't turn it off, still finding you, still everywhere, still you. Still you. It's still paused on episode 4. I can't watch it without you, can't delete it either, can't let the series end. I've been staring at the thumbnail Every time I open up the app, the little progress bar half full, like time froze and I can't get back. My friends keep asking if I've seen it. They're already on episode 9. I say I got behind and change the subject. I don't say it's yours and it's not mine to finish. I know it's just a show. I know the characters don't know or care, but the version of me who watched it with you is the only one who knows what happens there. The show we never finished is still waiting on my screen. The show we never finished is the most you I've seen. And everything I've moved and cleared and packed away, that rectangle of paused light is what stayed. The show we never finished is the thing I can't bring myself to close. I've thought about watching it alone, just to see how it ends. I've thought about asking someone else to sit with me through it, but I don't want anyone else's reaction to the parts we'd already guessed at. I don't want to share the plot points we talked about together. It would feel like going back to a place we'd only been as two, and showing up with someone different to all the things we were going to do. I know it's just a show. I know the characters don't know or care, but the version of me who watched it with you is the only one who knows what happens there. The show we never finished is still waiting on my screen. The show we never finished is the most you have seen. Maybe one day I'll press play again, when the grief has a different shape, when the pause feels less like a promise and more like something I'm ready to break. Or maybe I'll let it sit there forever, a small digital monument to what we had. Not everything needs to be finished, not everything ended is bad. Still paused, still episode 4, still waiting, still ours. I asked my best friend what she really thought, now that it's over and the facts are in. She paused a little longer than I hoped, then told me she'd been worried since the beginning. She said, you seem less like yourself by summer. You stopped coming out, you canceled more than once. You had this look I'd never seen you wear before, like someone watching themselves from a distance. And I sat there processing the timeline of a story I lived from the inside out. Of course they saw it, they were watching from the outside, while I was too close in to figure out. My friends knew before I did, they were just just waiting for me to catch up. My friends saw the version of me that was shrinking, while I thought I was just adjusting to love. My friends knew before I did, and they stayed, which is the part that gets me most. My friends knew before I did, and they were there the morning I needed them both. I've been defending you in conversations I didn't know I was in. She'd ask a gentle question, I'd have an answer ready. The way you know an answer when you've been rehearsing it, to keep the image of something steady. I think part of me always knew something was off, but knowing and admitting are two different miles. And I wasn't ready to be the person who got it wrong for that long and that wide. My friends knew before I did, they were just waiting for me to catch up. My friends saw the version of me that was shrinking, while I thought I was just adjusting to love. Thank you for not making me feel stupid, for not leading with I told you so, for answering the phone at midnight in November, for pretending not to notice that I was not okay, for being the soft place I kept forgetting I had, while I was building a hard place with someone else. Thank you for my friends. 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 Still here. 37 seconds. Your voice asking if I got home safe. That's what I have left of you in audio form. One casual question from a Tuesday in the fall, when getting home safe was just a thing you asked, not the last thing, not significant at all, or at least it wasn't then. Now it's the whole archive. 37 seconds of ordinary concern, the most precious thing I have alive. I've listened to it more times than I should admit, in the dark with the volume turned low, just to remember what your voice actually sounds like before the memory starts to let it go. I play it sometimes just to hear it. I play it sometimes just to know you were real. 37 seconds, all I have left. I play it and rewind it and play it again. I play it sometimes in the space between missing and forgetting, just to put the sound of you back in the room for a second. I've thought about transcribing it, writing every word down in case the file corrupts. I've thought about saving it in 3 different places, with all the ordinary precautions we take with enough. I've thought about sending it to someone just so someone else has heard the way you said those words, in case I die with it and the sound dies with me, and the only record of your voice goes unheard. I know that sounds dramatic, I know it's 37 seconds of a phone check, but some things carry more than their surface was, and this is the most you I have left. I've listened to it more times than I should admit, in the dark with the volume turned low, just to remember what your voice actually sounds like before the memory starts to let it go. I play it sometimes just to hear it. I play it sometimes just to know you were real. 37 seconds, all I have left. Think about the version of me that didn't save it, the version that deleted things for storage space, the version that didn't know this ordinary message would become the last place your voice lived in a place. I'm glad I kept it, even though the keeping is its own particular kind of heavy. To have the thing and know the thing is all there is a strange specific weight to carry. 37 seconds. Play again, play again. Your voice still here. Started with one thought, now it's every thought. Now it's everything. Now it's 3 a.m. Started with a memory of something small you said 3 months ago, half heard. Now I'm reconstructing the whole thing instead. Every word you said that week, every look, every tone, I've built a whole alternate theory of us from a sentence said by phone. And I know the spiral isn't rational. I know I'm adding meaning where there's none. But at 11 p.m. one thought is manageable, and by 2 a.m. it's everything we ever done. One thought, that's all it takes. One thought and then the spiral, and then it's morning and I don't know how I got here. One thought becomes the whole thing, becomes the case I'm building, becomes the verdict, becomes the 3 a.m. One thought, that's all it takes. I've tried interrupting the spiral before it lands. I've tried the naming of the thought and letting go technique. I've tried getting up and making tea and writing it down and going back to sleep. Sometimes it works, mostly at 11. Sometimes the intervention catches it in time. But by 2 a.m. the thought has already moved in and made itself completely at home in my mind. So I let it run its course, mostly I give it the floor until it's finished its speech. And somewhere around 4 a.m. it usually exhausts itself, and I fall asleep as it retreats. And I know the spiral isn't rational. I know I'm adding meaning where there's none. But at 11 p.m. one thought is manageable, and by 2 a.m. it's everything we ever done. One thought, that's all it takes. One thought and then the spiral, and then it's morning and I don't know how I got here. I'm starting to understand the spiral structure, the specific thoughts that unlock the next ones. If I can catch the second one, the third doesn't open. If I can stop the third, the whole thing runs. But the catching requires a presence of mind that 2 a.m. doesn't reliably supply. So for now I'm mostly surviving the spiral and mapping the route for the nights I can try. One thought, that's all it takes. Still just one thought, still enough. One thought. Still 3 a.m. past someone on the street wearing what you wore. Stood there for a moment like a fool. The coat was the same color, the walk was almost right, and for half a second my chest thought it was you in the afternoon light. I knew immediately, of course, the brain knew before the feet could stop. But the body had already started toward the stranger before logic could make it drop. And I stood there on the pavement, watching a stranger walk away, feeling grief for a ghost I'd made from someone who was just going about their day. I smell you in rooms you've never been in. I hear you in songs you've never heard. I find you in places you've never been, because grief doesn't follow logic, and I can't turn it off. I find you in the strangest corners of a life you're not part of. I find you everywhere and nowhere, and I can't explain it to anyone. Grief doesn't follow logic, and mine is still looking for you. I was in a coffee shop last Tuesday, and a song came through the speakers that you'd have hated, which is the thing. Even the things you hated are keepers. I thought to myself you'd roll your eyes. I thought to myself you'd say something funny. And I looked up expecting your expression, and found a room full of strangers, and the absence hit me suddenly, like the grief had been saving it for the exact right ordinary moment to arrive. And I stood there at the counter, waiting for a coffee that was just mine, feeling you in a moment you weren't in, feeling the loss and the space between the lines. I smell you in rooms you've never been in. I hear you in songs you've never heard. I find you in places you've never been, because grief doesn't follow logic, and I can't turn it off. I've read that this is normal, that the mind creates presence from pattern, that when someone is woven into your daily seeing, their absence shows up in everything that matters. So I'm trying to be patient with the finding, with the half second of the coat on the street. I'm trying to let the ghost have its moment, and then let the moment complete. Can't turn it off. Still finding you, still everywhere, still you. I've been trying to find the exact moment where things stopped being what they were, because it wasn't a fight, wasn't a revelation. It was more like a sentence losing its words. Year one was easy, year one was a decision. Year two was where the edges started to show. The small incompatibility, stacking, the kind of thing you only know once you know. I don't have a villain in this story. I don't have a day circled on the calendar. I just have a collection of ordinary moments that I look back on now and understand were it. I lost the plot somewhere in year two. Not with a bang, more of a gradual drift. I lost the plot somewhere in year two and kept showing up, not knowing that I did. I was still using the same words for something that had quietly changed into something else. I lost the plot somewhere in year two and spent another year not telling myself. I've done the math on all the dinner conversations where we talked about anything but us. We got good at filling space with comfortable nothing. We confused peacefulness with a lack of fuss. I don't regret the time, I can't regret it, because I was doing my best with what I knew. But I wish I'd been honest with myself a little earlier. That lost feeling wasn't just a phase I was going through. I lost the plot somewhere in year two. Not with a bang, more of a gradual drift. I think this is the part that's hardest to talk about, because it means no one was wrong, no one was cruel. Just two people growing in different directions, with a gap between them no one knew how to close. And I think I knew, I just wasn't saying. Sometimes love is not enough to hold the shape. Sometimes you love someone and still have to let them go. And that kind of ending doesn't feel like an escape. It just feels like loss, a slow, quiet loss of something real. You brought out something in me I want back. The version that was easy with the world, who laughed louder in public and cared less about it, who wasn't so wound up and so tightly curled. I was braver when I had you to come home to. The risk felt smaller when you were the safety net. I started things I never would have started, and finished things I'm grateful for. And yet now you're gone, and so is that version And I don't know if it was you or just the time, or if that person lives in me somewhere still, just waiting for the right conditions to find. I miss the me that you brought out more than I thought I'd miss anything about this. I miss the me that you brought out, the one who walked into a room like they were enough. I'm trying to be that person without the reason you gave me. I'm trying to find that feeling from the inside out. I miss the me that you brought out, and I'm scared I left her somewhere in the past. Maybe every person we love becomes a mirror, showing back us how we couldn't see ourselves. Maybe you were showing me a real part of me, not something built from you, but something else. Maybe if I look at it correctly, you didn't give me something that's now yours to take. Maybe you just pointed at a window, and the view is always mine to contemplate. Oh, she's still here, the louder one, the braver one, the one who stayed for the second round. I'm going to pretend until I believe it, and maybe that's how she comes around. Maybe this is how you reclaim yourself, not by finding, just by acting as if she's already home. Already home. Already here. Already me. Already me. I deleted the conversation this morning, held my thumb over it for a minute first, scrolled back to the beginning just to see it. The first message, something simple, just the worst. I mean the best kind of worst, the kind that starts things when you didn't know yet what it was gonna cost. I read it one last time, I let it sit there, and then I deleted it, now it's lost. 2,000 and something messages, approximately a year and a half compressed into a thread. The jokes, the voice notes, the long honest ones at midnight, the last one sitting there still unread. I deleted the conversation, but I didn't delete the person. I deleted the evidence, but not the weight. I deleted the conversation, and my phone felt lighter for about a minute, and then I just remembered what I couldn't erase. I deleted the conversation, 'cause I needed to stop having it available. I deleted the conversation. The conversation was already in my memory anyway. People talk about closure like it's a thing you find at the end of a process that takes a certain time. But I've been through the process, and I've done the steps, and closure is more like choosing to stop the climb. The conversation wasn't helping me move forward. Having it there was like a door I kept reopening. I needed to close the thread, to close something bigger. I needed to stop the access, stop the hoping. I deleted the conversation, but I didn't delete understanding of myself I only got from us. I'm keeping the version of me that showed up fully, the part that wasn't guarded, the part that trusted. I don't delete the lessons, only the location. I'm not erasing you, I'm changing where you live. You're in the part of me that knows itself better, not the part that waits for you to give. Not the part that waits. You live somewhere else now, somewhere quieter, somewhere I can be fine. I sent you something at 2:30. I won't tell you what it said, but you already know. I saw it sitting there in the morning light, and felt the specific shame of midnight honesty exposed. I thought about deleting it before you read it, but the ticks were blue by then, the damage done. So I sat with the embarrassment of being human, of needing something and letting it be shown. There's something about the late hour that dissolves the careful architecture of not needing. At 2 a.m. the wall comes down completely, and all that's left is the honest person underneath. I only say the true things after midnight, when the filter's low and the feeling's high. I only say the true things after midnight, and then spend the morning asking myself why. But maybe midnight me is trying to tell me something about what I actually want beneath the daylight version. Maybe midnight me is less afraid of the answer. Maybe midnight is when I should be paying more attention. You replied the next morning, matter of fact, like you hadn't just received my 2 a.m. confession. You were kind about it, which was almost worse. Kindness as deflection is its own kind of rejection. I said something like, sorry for the late message. You said something like, no worries, and moved on. And we spent the next week building back the distance from the honesty of what I'd said at 1. I only say the true things after midnight, when the filter's low and the feeling's high. I don't wanna only be brave when I'm half asleep. I wanna be that honest in the daylight too. I wanna stop saving the real things for the dark hours, and say them when it actually matters, looking at you. So here I am, it's 2 in the afternoon, and I'm telling you with full awareness what I mean, that I liked you and I meant it, and I'm fine that you didn't. And saying it out loud is the most honest I've been. Most honest I've been. In the afternoon, sober and clear and fine. I watched the 2 ticks go blue at 11:47, and then I watched the minutes pass with nothing. I told myself you were busy, told myself you'd answer, made a whole case for your silence without flinching. launching. By midnight I had stopped making excuses. By 1 I had put the phone face down. By 2 I was doing that thing I do it too, where I take my feelings apart without a sound. The red receipt is the cruelest invention for people who already overthink, because it trades uncertainty for confirmation, and the confirmation is always on the brink. You read it and said nothing, which said everything. You read it and kept moving, like my words were just passing through. I wrote that message carefully. I want you to know that I sat with it before I hit send. You read it and said nothing, and that's the version of you I have to understand. Have to understand. I've been thinking about what it takes to see a message and decide that silence is the answer. To know someone is waiting on the other side and choose not to put them out of it, just let the question linger. I don't know if it's cruelty or just avoidance, if you even thought about what you were doing to me, or if I was just a notification you would get to later, and later just became eventually. You read it and said nothing, which said everything. I've turned the red receipts off now, so nobody gets to watch me read and not reply, so nobody gets to do to me what you did. So nobody knows the exact time I decided not to try. It's a small control in a world that offers very little, but I take the small controls wherever I can get them. I'll turn the red receipts off now, because some things are better left without a timestamp. Without a timestamp. Without evidence. Just gone. Had a funny thing happen at work today. Instinct said, tell you, and then remembered. The number I've been calling for 3 years is not a call I'm allowed to make in December. So I told the story to the wall instead, and the wall did what you used to never do. It didn't laugh, it didn't add to it. It just sat there the way rooms do. And I realized somewhere in that silence how much space you took up in my daily life. Not just the big things, not just the feelings, but the running commentary, the ordinary twice. Who was I talking to before I met you? Before you were the first call and the last. Who was I sending all the small things to? Before you were the context for my whole day's cast. I've got full bars and no one to call. I've got stories with nowhere to go. Who was I talking to before I met you? I genuinely don't know anymore. I've tried calling other people with the small stuff. It feels like I'm speaking a different language now. They're kind about it, but I can tell they're waiting for the thing that makes the story matter somehow. You understood the references without explaining. You knew the names and the history and the stakes. Building that with someone takes forever, and I don't have the patience that rebuilding takes. Who was I talking to before I met you? Before you were the first call and the last. Who was I sending all the small things to before Maybe the answer is I was talking to myself more. Maybe that's not the tragedy I think. Maybe silence has a function I forgot about. Maybe I was living on the private side of things. I'm gonna try it, sitting with the stories. Not every moment needs a destination. Maybe some things can just happen and be over without becoming someone else's narration. Without becoming someone else's, just mine. Just mine. First letter, your name comes up. I hover there, then scroll past. I've been doing this for months now. This daily small pretend that I'm looking for something else. That your name isn't how it ends. Every time I open up my contacts, every time my thumb goes hey, you're there before anything else. You were always there that way. I could move you to the bottom, I could alphabetize by last name now. But even that would be a decision about you, and I'm not ready for that somehow. Your name in my contacts, first one I see. Your name in my contacts, haunting me. Still the first letter, still the first name. A number I'll never call again. A name I can't let go. Your name in my contacts is the smallest way I keep you close. My friend said just delete it, said you won't even notice that it's gone. Said people do it all the time, it's practical. Said it doesn't mean the grief has moved on. I understood what she was saying, I understood the logic of the act. But there's something about the name being there that makes you feel less erased, less gone, less fact. And I know you exist whether it's there or not. I know the number's just a number in a phone, but your name in my contacts is the last place where you still officially belong. I could move you to the bottom, I could alphabetize by last name now. But even that would be a decision about you, and I'm not ready for that somehow. Your name in my contacts, first one I see. Your name in my contacts, haunting me. Still the first letter, still the first name. Maybe someday I'll press delete and feel nothing but fine. Maybe someday the name will just be a name and not a door I keep walking past every time. But today is not that day, and tomorrow doesn't look much different. So I'll hover and scroll past again and call it something other than resistance. First letter, still you, still there, still first. Sunday night hits different when you're by yourself. The week ahead is empty, and so is everything else. I've eaten the same dinner 3 Sundays running. I've watched the same kind of show. There's a specific Sunday ritual I've built for having nowhere particular to go. Not bad exactly, just heavy. The way the last day of the week sits on the chest with a particular gravity that Monday always tends to break. I used to have Sunday plans, or at least the shape of them, the possibility. Now Sunday is just Sunday from the morning until I fall asleep and it becomes Monday, mercifully. Sunday night sadness, it has a specific weight. Sunday night sadness, tomorrow doesn't help, and tonight won't end. The week behind was manageable, the week ahead is still unknown. Sunday night sadness is the one that catches you between everything you've handled and the next thing on your own. I called a friend at 7, she was busy. I called another, she was having people around. I sat with the phone for a bit after thinking about the social physics of a Sunday night in town. Everyone seems to be somewhere on a Sunday, or at least to somewhere they belong. And I'm here with the lamp and the rain and the leftovers, trying not to let the Sunday last too long. I'm not saying this to be dramatic, I'm saying it because it's honestly true that Sunday nights were different with someone in them, and the difference started and ended with you. I used to have Sunday plans, or at least the shape of them, the possibility. Now Sunday is just Sunday from the morning until I fall asleep and it becomes Monday, mercifully. Sunday night sadness, it has a specific weight. Sunday night sadness, tomorrow doesn't help, and tonight won't end. I started making Sunday nights into something, not to cure the feeling, but to give it a container, a specific candle and a specific playlist, a ritual that says this is mine to navigate. And it helps a little, not completely, but little is the currency of this particular season. I'm learning to live inside the Sunday, with the sadness as a companion, not a reason to call it anything other than a hard night that becomes a Monday, and then a week, and then somehow fine won't end. Still Sunday, still heavy, still mine, still Sunday, still Sunday. You were there when I woke up, and I was awake, and you weren't. The dream was ordinary, not significant, not symbolic. Just you, just present, just the way you used to be in rooms, just talking about something unremarkable. And then the waking, and the specific weight of the waking, which is heavier than the sleeping by exactly the amount of you. I've started dreading the good dreams more than the bad ones, because the good ones always have to end. The bad ones I'm relieved to leave, but the ones where you're just there are the ones I can't defend against. I dream about you sometimes, and then I have to lose you twice. I dream about you sometimes, and the second loss is worse than the first, because Because the first was something not prepared for. The second arrives with no warning at 7 in the morning, in the space between sleeping and awake, where the dream still feels like fact. I read that we dream about people when we haven't fully processed the loss, that the sleeping mind is still filing, and you keep coming up in the search. I believe it, but the believing doesn't make the waking any softer. The logic doesn't help the body when the body expected you this morning after. I've tried not going back to sleep after a dream like that, too risky. I've tried lying still and holding it before it fades, and I miss you. I've started dreading the good dreams more than the bad ones, because the good ones always have to end. The bad ones I'm relieved to leave, but the ones where you're just there are the ones I can't defend against. I dream about you sometimes, and then I have to lose you twice. I dream about you sometimes, and the second loss is worse than the first. I'm gonna try to think of it differently. The dream is a visit rather than a trick, the sleeping brain offering what it can before the waking makes it click back. And maybe that's not delusional, maybe that's just a gentler frame for something I can't control either way. So I'll take the visit and accept the second loss, and try to be glad I had the dream. Worse than the first every time, but still glad I had it, still glad I dreamed. You never gave me enough to leave on, but you always gave me just enough to stay. A message every few days, it felt like something, a warmth that showed up just before I walked away. I got good at reading minimal signals, turning a like into a declaration, a voice note into evidence of feelings, and maybe into a confirmed invitation. I know what you were doing, I knew at the time, but knowledge isn't the thing that makes you go. You were giving me just enough light to follow without ever letting me find the source, you know. You were leaving breadcrumbs through the dark, and I was following every single one. You leaving breadcrumbs through the dark, never arriving anywhere, just keeping me from done. I wasn't stupid, I was hopeful, there's a difference, I could see it clearly while I was still inside. You leaving breadcrumbs through the dark, and I kept choosing to follow every time. Follow every time. Myself, you were complicated, not careless. The depth required more decoding than the rest. I made a whole mythology around your distance, turned avoidance into mystery and called it depth. I think I needed to believe in the potential more than I needed someone present and real. I was in love with what this could be at maximum, not with what it actually was, if we're being real. You were leaving breadcrumbs through the dark, and I was following every single one. I'm done navigating with no destination. I'm done calling ambiguity interest. interesting. I want someone who shows up without a hidden agenda, who's as present in the doing as in the promising. You can keep the breadcrumbs, I'm done with the trail. I'd rather be alone than be strung along. I'm done with the elegant uncertainty of you. I'd rather have something plain and true than something wrong. Plain and true. Plain and true. Done with the trail. You ended 3 months with a paragraph and a disclaimer that it wasn't me, which is something people say when it is a little, but they wanna feel good about leaving cleanly. I read it twice in the car park of a supermarket, and then I bought the things I came there for. Because what else do you do when the ending arrives via notification at the grocery store? Something about the casualness of it, the way it sat in a thread between memes and plans, the way the font was just the standard font for something that required more than a phone in your hands. We were more than a text deserved. We were more than a paragraph and a send. We were more than the 2 minutes it took you to type out the thing that made this end. I'm not saying we were forever. I'm not saying this was the love of my life. I'm saying whatever this was deserved a face, and you gave me a screen instead and called it right. I've been thinking about how we do this now, how we hand out pieces of ourselves in a chat window and take them back just as digitally, like there's no body attached to the feeling, like the person reading it isn't sitting somewhere real with their actual hands and their actual life, having an actual feeling in their actual chest at the moment your casual words arrive. We were more than a text deserve. We were more than a paragraph and a send. I wanna be clear, I'm not destroyed by this. I've been through bigger things and I'll be fine, but I'm allowed to say it mattered even if it was small. I'm allowed to say the ending should have matched the time. Pick up the phone sometimes, sit across from someone when you're done. We were never just data, and neither are you, and we deserve the weight of what we've done. The weight of what we've done. Each other sit across